Let me tell you a story about a good company for the ocean blocked by another organization that looks after marine life. So this company I consulted with, who will remain nameless, has a mission to dismantle abandoned oil rigs out at sea. We're talking old, rusted, and falling apart oil rigs, dropping debris and leaking fossil fuels that actually harm the creatures in the ocean, right? Now, what they do is they send vessels with crews out to the sea and dismantle the rigs. They remove the oil collars and pipes a minimum of about 150 feet below the seafloor. Now, when they're done, they dredge the seafloor with what looks like a shrimp boat to ensure that there's no debris left behind. Once complete, BSSE, or BSSE, known as the Bureau of Safety and Environmental Enforcement, which regulates the offshore energy industry, they come out. They take samples at the site at 0, 5, 50, and 500 meters, and then they measure the parts per million to see if the job has been done satisfactorily. Good for the environment, right? Okay, now one afternoon, a whale watching group sees one of the company's ships and gets all concerned that a large vessel is out at sea, especially because they have no idea what that vessel is doing out there. So they quietly file an injunction, causing the ship and the entire crew to come back 2 weeks into a 4-week to destination trip. Now, by the time the case is actually heard, 3 weeks pass. Meanwhile, the crew has come back and is now docked while they wait for the ruling. Once the claim is actually heard, the whale watching group realizes that the vessel was dismantling oil rigs, which is good for the ocean. So they no longer have an issue and they just drop the case. Great, the crew can now get back to work. Problem solved, right? Well, when you add it all up, a 4-week journey just to start the work actually turned into 9 weeks. Now, the time lost accounted for weeks of overtime labor, plus additional food to feed the 400 crew members aboard the ship, including all the fuel that was wasted going, then coming back and having to go back to the destination again. And let's not even mention the time lost with the families. And this just isn't a couple $1,000s we're talking about millions. And all this could have been avoided by having a sound stakeholder management strategy and simply informing the identified local organizations and government before they actually started the work. Now you see how dangerous and expensive in money and time it is to not identify and analyze all of your stakeholders, including planning how to deal with them for your projects. Now, speaking of stakeholders, I will host a live event to teach you everything you need to know about dealing with stakeholders effectively. This information will save you headaches, will keep you from guessing, and will cause you to become the go-to PM in your company. So if you want to manage stakeholders effectively so they're happy with your project delivery and reduce the number of setbacks that typically pop up, or if you're going to get past stakeholders causing you to finish over budget and, behind schedule, then join now by clicking the button below with a 67% discount since you're an actual email subscriber of mine. Now, if you can't attend the live version, don't worry. All right, every student will get lifetime access to the lesson recording, plus you'll get direct access to me for any questions that you have. Now remember, after attending the lesson where I'll actually explain the concepts using real-world scenarios and examples like you just heard, so you actually learn how to apply every tool you need to successfully deal with stakeholders effortlessly. If you don't think it was worth it, you can ask for a refund at any moment and you'll receive it. No questions asked. So join now by clicking the button below to take your project management skills to the next level and future-proof your career by mastering the art of dealing with stakeholders effectively. I'll see you soon.